So one step nearer to Wembley, Russell.
Yeah. Very small step, I'm afraid. But 2 points is better than one.
First time you've ever got 2 points for a win? It's got to be setting history, hasn't it?
You're trying to test my age now, aren't you, Rich? It used to be 2 points for a win.
Did it? Oh, okay.
A long time ago, yeah. You don't give me old dear. You know it was. But no, look, it was a really interesting game, obviously for both teams, and we've that's probably pretty much their under 21 side or most of the season, give or take one or two. But we made a few changes as well. I wanted some of our under 21s. We started with 4 and finished with I think about 8. You know, so it was interesting. You know, sometimes a bit frustrating for me on the side, in terms of where we go and what we should do and what our duties are, and getting a few basic things right. But overall, I mean, the endeavour, particularly in the second half, and I thought we were much better in the second period once we pushed up a little bit more and got hold of Reed, their sitting midfielder, who collects the ball in very deep areas to try and build up play for them.
And I mean, it counts as a competitive appearance, doesn't it, for the guys tonight? And Dylan Phillips in goal made some good saves, didn't he?
Yeah. No. I picked him out. As a great penalty save. He made some good saves in the game as well. Probably 2 or 3 really good saves. So, no. He put in a good debut. Esri was excellent again. I felt right back. And then from the other guys that we had on, Brandon, Josh, and Carl. I mean, they all played their little part from time to time. You know, some good things and some things that you hope that they will learn from and benefit from.
With Harry coming back tonight as well and playing, how close is he, do you think, to kind of being ready to really be knocking on the door? I know you've got centre backs that are playing well, but.
Yeah, well, he needed that. He needed that 90 minutes, Rich. So we will have to see how he comes through that. He's very tight after the game. It's because you can't, all the training you do, you can't replicate that, and that's a good workout for him, and I'm pleased with that.
Russell, with not dismissing what is still a competitive match, was it just as important to come through that unscathed? In terms of no. In terms of protecting your senior players, that's majorly important. And as you saw, I withdrew the senior players as it went on as well, because we'd had a big game on Saturday anyway against league leaders Bolton. But you know, it's an opportunity. Players need to see that as an opportunity, either to start or to come on and make an impression. And you know, I don't want to be accused of not giving people the opportunity to perform and show what they can do. And I think since I've been here, I've proved that, you know, I'm well happy to, if they're capable of throwing a young player in with potential. Yeah. So as an exercise, it's about looking at squad depth.
I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's the first time I've seen Harry in a competitive game, you know, for 90 minutes. So that's good, and for me to see some of the young lads as well perform is just as rewarding.
Dylan had a reputation in the youth and the under-21s for saving penalties. He did it a number of times, so there must have been a confidence going into the shootout that he might be able to pull off.
I was delighted for him. That must have given him a big lift to save a penalty in a competitive competition like this. And the last time he was in that situation was pre-season when we played the Dutch team. So maybe he's learnt from there, because we've gone and won this one.
Thanks a lot.
Russell, with obviously Adam coming in there, you saw a little glimpse of him. How did that deal come about? Has he been one you've kind of looked at for a while, or is? Well,
not really, because Tariq kind of went later in the window, so it was. We signed Adam in an effort to kind of cover that area a little bit. More importantly, we're still looking to do some more business with 1 day to go before the window shuts, to conclude, everything we needed to do to push on really and to move forward. So we're hopeful that we can do that. And
one move, one possible person, or two?
Well, possibly two. Yeah. But we'll have to see. It's been quite unusual this window, I think, with no emergency loans. I think many clubs have left it up till the last minute, and one or two clubs have probably been slightly overprotective in terms of not letting players out, knowing that once you do, you can't get them back. So it's been interesting from that point of view. It's been it's been quite demanding from that point of view as well. So we'll wait and see. I would hope that we've done some kind of business by close of play.
Do you think that any of your players will be targeted tomorrow, or are you fairly hopeful that
you never know, do you? You really don't know. But it's okay being targeted, but at this stage of the window as well, unless you've made steps and you've targeted for a while and the club are aware of your interest, it's very difficult at this stage to find replacements if somebody comes in randomly for somebody that you're not expecting. So we would be very, very reluctant to let anybody go in that kind of situation.
Have you been able to assess Johnny just lastly from Saturday? Obviously a tight hamstring. Is it severe? Is it?
No. His tight hamstring, little bit related to his back also. So medical department are working on that. I think it's a little bit easier today.
Going back to being protective about players, last year we had Chris Solly.
Yes.
He was only able to play on the Saturdays. If we had a midweek game, they used to leave him out just to make sure he could play. This season he's played everything. He's played all 90s, 3 games in a week. Is he okay now?
He has to manage that. He has to manage himself for sure still. But we're doing that. He's training well, and at this stage he's able to perform. If that means we have to give him a little bit of a rest on a Monday, and that goes for any players that have played a number of games now, that sometimes you have to manage them a little bit careful.
Can I ask a couple about the match itself tonight?
Yep.
The penalty, Crossfield and Reed pull it wide. First half.
Yeah. How would you like me to comment on that?
What's your thoughts on the penalty?
On the penalty, okay. I haven't seen it for a second time yet. Whether he gets a little clip or not, the players were uncertain as to how much he did. I think he went down very easily. But if he did catch him, then clearly it was a penalty, because what I did see is that it was inside the box. I think what was a little disappointing is their player reacting to Josh O'Meara a little bit when there was a bit of a collision on the halfway line, and trying to make out that Josh had caught him, and there was certainly no contact at all on that occasion. I don't like to see that.
And they had lots of possession first half, didn't they? A good side, Southampton, weren't they?
Yeah, you would expect that, wouldn't you, from a very, very progressive Premier League football club that play together regularly, and they were good. I thought they had some good individual players.
And that last one for me. Great chance for Joshua towards the end when he cut into the box, and unfortunately...
Yeah, I thought we had a couple of chances, even at the death there. Kevin Foley was sliding in to try and get the winner, but wasn't to be. But they had chances also, so from that point of view, it was, there was opportunities at both ends.